Our next session, Queen of Content, woman who has shaped Indian screen for the last, 30 years? Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Ekta Kapoor. We've begun well. Welcome, Ekta. And also, ladies and gentlemen, Ekta joins us at a time where she's fresh off her first national award win. So, Ekta, take a bow. And we won't let you sit because we're going to make you take 3 bows. Because in the last, 2.5, 3 years, she's also the first woman from India, who's won an Emmy, where women direction is concerned, producers concerned. And number 3, Padma Shri. So shall we call you a Padma Shri Ekta Kapoor, or is it okay we do Miss Kapoor? Ekta. Okay. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, Queen of Content, sit. For the last 30 years, Ekta Kapoor. Ekta, you want to begin with the fact of coming fresh off Delhi. Did you even think, how many of you have seen Kathal, a jackfruit mystery? I have.
Very
a film
few
like
guys,
that?
Please go watch it today on Netflix. It's called Kathal. It's a dramedy, a satire on various things. And it's won the national award in Hindi film category.
Did you ever think that a film like Kathal, a jackfruit mystery, Ekta, would ever win the national award?
Not in our wildest dreams. Not in our wildest dreams did we think a dramedy which takes serious pot shots at the establishment would actually be not only nominated but would win from the jury best film award in the national awards. It's quite shocking and quite heartening actually.
Did you believe it when you got that call?
I saw it on the net. Like,
you're kidding me?
I swear on you.
Huh.
I got a call from Guneet. I didn't take the call because I was in a meeting with my mum, and she sent me a message, and I opened my phone and I was like, Mum, I think we have won the national award for Kathal. She says, check again. It's not possible. How are you winning? Isn't it a direct-to-digital film? It's gone to Netflix. I said, that's also a film. So chances are that we have. Then we went and checked, and we had won the national award. So after that, it was euphoria for an hour.
No, because it was a satirical take on the establishment, like you said. But wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Ekta also has somebody from the establishment that she's relaunched a show with. Okay, so how many of you have seen the second coming of Kyunki Saas bhi Kabhi Bahu thi? Because I think Smriti Irani is looking fabulous, Ekta.
So the ratings are great, but that's all because of this beautiful woman called Smriti and the great recall the show has.
No, you've got to tell us, how did you make it happen? What was that call where Ekta Kapoor, who picked up the call? Who started the conversation? Shall we do this? Shall we once again attempt it?
So me and Smriti have a lot of calls with each other. We have a lot of conversations here and then random things, parenting, motherhood, this, that. And I was like, we're going to complete 25 years of Kyunki. It's going to be happening in the next, 6 months or 8 months. And she said, yeah, man. I said, Smriti, we were off air because of a fight with Star. Now, Star it's not even first, the promoters of Star have changed. It's Jio who also owns a share in Balaji. There's Uday sir, who we first had lots of issues with. Today, he's almost my mentor. I said, 25 years and 18 years from the time the show was abruptly pulled off air, where we went to war, we went to a legal battle with Star. I said, you know what, we have couple of episodes before we reach 2000. And she said, let's just complete that 2000 number. Kyunki deserves it. Other shows have completed 3 and 4,000.
You're kidding me. So it was actually Smriti Irani's idea to
Both
complete
of us.
that
I
number.
actually told her, I said, yeah, we should complete it. And she said, yeah. I said, you're going to be so busy. You're going to torture the shit out of me. How will I get to shoot with you? She says, anything for Kyunki, yeah? I said, yeah, anything for Kyunki. And she's always had this, passion for the show, because it's also something that, we have an emotional connect with. And I kid you not, everyone who was involved in the old Kyunki came back at a heartbeat.
That is tremendous. But I also have to add, Ekta, because it was very brave of Smriti Irani to do what she did. Because you're an established politician, you've been in parliament, you've been a cabinet minister, you're very senior where it comes down to the establishment that we proverbially speak of. For her, very brave to make that decision, to come back to television, to give that kind of commitment and to make it happen.
Smriti is anything but not brave. She's one of the bravest women I know, and her bravado comes from her absolutely never say die spirit. She's willing to learn. She's willing to. I always tell her, you and I have a very big problem. We have huge thrill issues. We need to push ourselves to tests all the time, and it is the only way we keep ourselves alive.
Well, alive and kicking, because the numbers just came. I had a colleague who actually sent me the numbers list. I was thinking कि आज तो grill करेंगे एकता कपूर के perception ही है, numbers नहीं है. But the numbers are doing phenomenally well. You're right up on the charts. So congratulations on that as well.
I think it's also because I think everyone is working very hard on the set and everyone is pushing their limits. For us, it was basically taking on issues. We decided we're going to do a lot of issues on the show. And we've taken on various judgments women are put through, various perceptions, and we've tried to fight them.
You bring that up and on a serious note, because there is this one scene in one of the episodes of Kyunki where you see Smriti Irani step onto the weighing scale, and she's clearly being body shamed, keeping in mind her husband is much thinner or fitter in the conventional term, and she isn't. And, she is reflecting on that. So all of that content that you speak of, addressing certain issues, was it, intentional?
Extremely intentional. I remember I was in New York and I remember seeing the episode and I said, something's missing. And I called up the writer and I said, I definitely want a scene when she goes on the weighing scale. I said, वो तो बहू है. I said, तो उसके self doubt नहीं होंगे क्या? उसकी self क्या बोलते worth, which is constantly tested. Her husband is weighing himself in front of her and he hasn't gained a kilo. And I want her to go on the scale when he's in the loo, when no one is watching. I said, I do that so much. And I said, and she puts the scale back saying, ठीक से चल नहीं रहा है. Because that's also very normal. And that scene, and people are like, the normal thought process on a TV show is that let's put high drama or put kitchen scenes. Tulsi on a weighing scale is like, what? And then we had her daughter tell her that nothing's fitting you, and so she called me up, Smriti, and she said, you want me to try this blouse and you want to say that it's not fitting me? I said, yeah, it's not fitting you. I said, there are going to be a lot of people saying, Mihir is looking younger than Smriti. Smriti's gained weight. I said, play it front foot. Take it on your chin. Yeah, so.
That's quite cool, because you're leaving it at so. It's not that we're suddenly going to see Smriti Irani drop a few kilos.
No, I have me telling her that no one sees you the way I do. I see you as my team player, as a partner. And when you are really in a relationship, outside people can judge. For me, you and I are beyond our bodies and beyond we've shared a legacy of lifetime together.
So this one, the second Kyunki Saas Bhi Kabhi Bahu Thi 2.0 is a limited series. So
yes.
Have you finished shooting for it? Have you wrapped up?
No. It's limited, keeping the TV, numbers in mind. It's about a couple of months.
Couple of months more,
yes.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
And you're looking at, actually touching lots of other issues that are socially relevant today in the society.
Exactly. The moment we finish 2000, we end the show.
And there's fair amount of social messaging we can look forward to.
So we decided this time when we had her, first we picked up her weight issues and we've seen some issues wherein she's supporting her daughter-in-laws in the house, and then there's an issue which are very for people, these are not big issues, but we merged it. So even we've made her affiliated to a charity. I've had a couple of episodes where she says so I've made these things very natural in the show. So that it doesn't look like it's preachy. At the same time, it subconsciously makes you realize that there's no way you can move ahead in life without doing these things,
You know, Ekta, I've followed Smriti Irani as a politician. You know, I've endlessly trailed her in Amethi, where she was an MP and then she was, of course, campaigning. Is she quite the same? Because she has this fabulous people connect. You know, she'll give these speeches. There'll be some, woman who'll be crying in the second row, first row. There is a pull that she has. And who is Smriti Irani, the actor?
I think she's an amazing actor. But before anything else, I feel Smriti can come across very strong and a bit hard at times. You can meet her and you can feel like a bit overwhelmed, because the first day the actors were all crying almost, because they were like, they couldn't act in front of her, they were scared. And I had to call her up and say, you know what, your acting chops better than anyone else, but they don't, and you need to calm down. And she said, yeah, okay. And by now, every actor on that set thinks they have agony aunt in Smriti. So, and she's so helpful. I don't think anybody knows that even the smallest actor or people, would call me up and say, we need this thing done. I'm so stuck. I don't know Smriti. Can I call her? I said, just call her. And that person would immediately get a call back from Smriti. Yes, I remember you. You were in production. What is the problem? And she would be like, I need this done. And she would do it. And no one knows this side. There are people I know during COVID, she was 24/7 on the call. 24/7. Tanu is alive today, my best friend, and because of Smriti. 24/7 checking how people are getting an oxygen mask, how people are getting this. It was unbelievable. So there, people don't see that side.
So this harsh, aggressive exterior, does it find any similarity of, I know a headstrong, aggressive, go-getter, young producer, very successful. Do you see any similarities? You know who I'm talking about, right? Yourself.
What do I say? Sometimes I don't know that being aggressive is so acceptable for men, but such a dogma for women that I don't even know how is it even different. You'll have these guys backslapping on a set, abusing, sitting on inappropriately on one stool and commanding this full set, and you go there and show even shreds of upset or anger, which is so normal in a very pressured profession like ours, and people will be like, "Arey, kitni aggressive hai." I once asked someone, I said, should I just open my hair, blow dry it, and sit here like that and ask for my episode? Because what do they want? There is no level of expression where acceptance comes if you're even slightly upset, aggressive, and yet it is the most acceptable thing of a man.
Let me add another word to it. Aggressive and then ambitious. Ambitious, if you use it for a woman.
I had someone tell me once that, now that you're a mother, your priority should be your child, and please give up on this career warrior.
How's that going?
It's going great. I do my thing, and I think, a committed mother. I don't fit in the conventional mother slot. That means I'm least active on the mothers group, wherein people are checking on which color of kela should we give the child. So I'm not really a helicopter mom. But I found my space, because the guilt is real. I've come here and my son is at home. So my mother's taking care of him. And I work with the guilt, but at the same time, I'm not running away from the fact anymore that I love my company. I love my job. I'm not just working to make ends meet, and that's why it's acceptable. I'm working because I love it, and it's still acceptable.
And it's quite amazing the way you've dealt with your career, the way you've dealt with your personal life, unapologetic, unabashed. You wear it on your sleeve, and it's fabulous. Because 30 years ago, Ekta, no matter what anybody might say today or even then, the sheer fact that you knew what content sells. You knew it then, you know it now. And that's why the reign has been such, and the rise, you're only going up. How would you define that?
I don't think I'm always going up. There are always waves in my career. There are really huge setbacks. We are now no longer playing a game of success. We're playing the game of relevance. How relevant are you in changing times? Is a question I ask myself all the time. So I have to reinvent, make content that I can't probably make. I curate it. I work with makers who have a new mindset. It's sometimes extremely humbling. But you do that because if I'm anything in the world, I am self-aware.
So, okay, let me ask you, a question this way then. Would you need or do you need a Nagin to produce an Urta Punjab or a Kathal?
Absolutely. Without a Nagin, no Urta Punjab, no Kathal would happen. When you do television, you have a certain amount of economic buoyancy in your company. And then you can produce certain films you believe in. Of course, you have to make them risk-free because you have investors in your company. And they have believed in you and you need to live up to that belief too. Also that even when TV is evolving and it's no longer financially that what it was, there is YouTube, there is digital media, there is direct to digital now, there is movies, and you need to constantly move with the times. So yes, when you make something clutter breaking, you need to make something which you are sure would be appealing to the masses.
So constant shuttle between independent and mainstream television, cinema, OTT, whichever way you look at it. Is that what the game is?
I think so, and sometimes it's just the opposite, You have more money made on a Kathal and you lose money on a really completely, you think would work pot boiler. So it sometimes just works opposite.
You're talking about money. So Akshay Kumar had said very recently that I think I'll be financially settled and stable if I have 100 crore FD. What's your take on it? How much of an FD are you aiming at? Not an FD. What's your benchmark to it? Okay, let me ask you this question then, Ekta. Is it true? And now 3 people have asked me this since the morning. You have to ask Ekta Kapoor. She has no reason, no concern where money, and you and Tushar both, because your father, Jitendra, actually owns half of the real estate in Mumbai. True?
Not half the real estate in Mumbai,
Most
but
of
he's
it.
done well in his real estate business.
So he has.
Yeah, he has. And it's great because he started off at 65. He's 83 now. He started off at 65. He started off like with a small piece of land, then went bigger, a little bigger. He's still very contained and he still doesn't take too many risks, but he's obsessed with his business. It is not large like the big builders of Bombay, but whatever little bit of an outfit he has, it's given him so much rejuvenation as a person. So I think it's great because that business I'm probably proudest of more than even my own, because it actually has shown me how to reinvent, maybe not in the same profession, but in another one. And my dad has done that.
You speak very fondly of your father, because we were backstage right now and Ekta, for 3 minutes completely turned the conversation on how she is so much in awe of your father. You've spoken a lot about your mother. Recently I've heard you speak so much and so warmly about your dad.
Yeah. So my mom is my business partner. We have so many fights. We are like, my dad is actually, on the other hand, he's the calmer one in the house. Both of us are very aggressive women and he's the calmer one. He's the one who takes he's the one bringing the home down, and he's has more of a, today it makes a lot of difference because what he says makes a lot more sense. That, darling, this too shall pass. If it's good, it'll pass. If it's bad, it is pass. Don't get too attached. Just be like, whatever, Papa. Now I understand it's true. This too shall pass.
With your brother, because I think where parenting is concerned, both of you are practically on the same journey. Do you guys exchange notes? Kaun sa color ka kela khilana?
He's a far better parent than I am. Actually, in my house, keeping the conventional TV show format, we live a very unconventional life. Both of us had children through surrogacy. My brother is the one who sleeps at 8:39, is a committed and extremely vigilant parent. Roles you expect women to do. My father is the second, what should I say, nurturer in the house. Me and my mom are the hunters. We're the ones who come last to the house. So our roles are so merged, and he's a far, so many times I'm asking him, what do I do, Tushar? I'm stuck here. He tell me, okay, now you get this done, then you get this done. I think you should know this, that he's also a Buddhist teacher.
A Buddhist teacher.
Yeah, he's a Shaka Pramukh.
There's a difference between a Shaka Pramukh. We just had somebody from the RSS.
No. He's basically the Shaka. They have these centers. He's the leader of his.
So every time you're practically losing it at home and he's around, does he start chanting?
He's like, this is what I'm saying. So he and my dad are the ones with the vision and the one step back and the perspective. Me and mom are the focused ones.
The focused ones, but Ekta, if you'd allow me, I want to just pull out something as well. We've got 7.5 minutes. I'm going to try and make the most of it. I'm going to pull out one of Ekta Kapoor's Instagram clips that she'd put out. Many thought she was trying to hint at somebody. Was it really that? Also, after we play out the clip, we'll have a better understanding. So let's play that Instagram clip out.
In Chennai, I have some time, so I thought I'll make this post. What do? I've gained a lot of weight. Should I do an anti-inflammatory diet? Monjaro, Ozempic, all of the above. Zip my mouth. ये छोड़ दूं. हम बड़े ही अच्छे लगते हैं.
Okay.
I'm going to take this moment to tell everyone, this was exactly 1 week before I launched the Bade Achhe Lagte promo, wherein the promo itself had a line that the girl is trying on an outfit and she's a large size and she tries to fit into a medium. Again, dealing with body shaming and self-doubt and self-assurances, which was taken completely into another spectrum.
So this was not an Ekta Kapoor dig at anyone.
No, this actually, the very next video I put up immediately 1 minute after that was, guys, we as women should start accepting ourselves. And so what if we have gained weight and, we should be okay with it. And you know what? I want to talk about weight issues on television and this and that. I have no idea where Ram Kapoor is neither a woman, nor is he on television currently, and nor is he battling weight issues. He's lost a lot of weight. How did this even go to him? I have no idea.
No, I didn't say Ram Kapoor, you said Ram
I
Kapoor.
said it because why do we have to hide from the fact there were so many stories? And I was like, really? It's like me saying I'm talking about my hair and somebody somewhere else says, oh, you called me bald. Why would I do that?
So, but Ekta, tell us something, because a lot of us outsiders that are not part of the industry, when you're looking at the industry and suddenly someone who was fairly overweight is suddenly stick thin, is it the anti-inflammatory diet that you're talking about?
For some people it is. Like I know Vidya's on anti-inflammatory. She's lost a lot of weight. And I know I did an anti-inflammatory 40-day diet with Amura, 60-day diet just before my birthday. I lost 6-7 kgs, but I got stuck there. Clearly, either I've cheated too much or something has gone wrong. But yeah, I think a lot of our weight issues come from inflammation. That's a fact.
But there are some who are not on anti-inflammatory diets, but possibly on Ozempic
and
or
that's
Manjaro.
really fine. That's really fine. I'm quite okay. In fact, I'm thinking of trying one of them in the next few months because I'm getting stuck now. I'm on a plateau, so I need to lose some weight. And,
for health reasons.
I also know more my knees. I'm getting a lot of joint pains, and that's because of inflammation. And apparently these drugs attack inflammation. But I also have IBS, so I have to be weigh the pros and cons and then see if I want to go for it.
Right before you, Ekta, we had a full session where we had doctors from LA on GLP. So if something that you're actually looking at, they were right here.
Natural GLPs. I got this really nice tablet which has berberine and probiotics. But the injectable GLPs, I'll have to find out about. But I'm going to do my full research because if no one knows it, I'm into health in a big way. I read a lot about supplements. I read a lot about things.
But that's very honest of you to say, because you're doing it for health reasons. You say you have.
Even if I'm doing it for my own body reasons, how does that make a difference to anybody?
I agree.
What is anyone's problem? If someone's lost
100%.
weight through Ozempic and they're looking great and they're happy about their life, how does it make a difference to anybody? And someone doesn't want to do Ozempic, has gained a lot of weight and is still okay with their body, how is it a problem to anybody?
100%. You go, girl, or anyone who wants to. What I'm going to do is 3 minutes and I'm going to quickly do 5 quick questions.
Go for it.
Go for it. If your life was a daily soap, what would be the title?
Too much too soon.
Really?
Yeah. You can't get this kind of success at 18, then at 25 reach your peak and 30 be told that you're now over and you have to reinvent. Too much too soon.
That's also quite a prodigy then. Okay. If which TV character from your show do you relate to the most? If you had to pick one.
Sujal from Kahin To Hoga.
Why?
Because he was so, his people persona was so problematic, and his way of dealing with situations and his high level of defense mechanism, that people very rarely saw him for who he really was. He was really okay with it, but maybe he was not, and that I feel is a lot like me.
If Ekta Kapoor had to cast Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan in one of your serials, what would be the role that you'd give them? And what would be the serial?
Television is about women. Where will I cast these boys?
You don't want them?
कहाँ से? Give me Vidya Balan and Kareena Kapoor. I'll do a better job.
Okay, I'll give you Vidya Balan and Kareena Kapoor.
Vidya Balan, I will make Sakshi Tanwar's role in what you call Kahani Ghar Ghar Ki, and Kareena Kapoor, I'll do Kasauti Zindagi Ke with. I can imagine her for 20 years yearning and being passionately in love.
If you had to remake a classic Bollywood film with a TV soap twist, which one would you pick?
Kabhi Khushi Kabhi Gum. Can we get any better than that?
What would be the twist?
The twist I would have is I would definitely for some time, see, they've done a leap in that also. Interval point, they do a leap and they come back 20 years later and the kid grows up, you know. My twist would be that there would be an illegitimate son somewhere of Amitabh Bachchan. That would have to happen. Because we would not be able to finish in 3 hours.
If you could swap life with any Bollywood producer for one day, who would it be and what would you green light immediately? कि ये तो बना देते हैं.
Bollywood producer. I would switch places with Riya Kapoor and I'd make Crew 2 because she's sitting on it for the last 2 years and telling me that I don't know if I want to make it also. So I'd do that first. I'll greenlight that.
Basically, that's a subtle message for Riya Kapoor.
Absolute, not so subtle.
Not so subtle. Actually, not so subtle. Ekta, what's that one regret that you have? Do you have a regret?
I do.
Which is?
So, the regret comes from my personality more than a situation in life. I wish I had more... I was easy on myself. In a lot of parts in my life, I put myself through really large tests, battled with a lot of things mentally. I wasn't easy on myself. Those many years will never come back. Those things I thought were a big issue, now I'm okay with. I feel that's my biggest regret, because those years I wasted in creating self-doubt and self-worth issues, and I just lost those years in not being happy.
You know, that's very good advice. Okay, on popular demand, I'm going to go back to that one question that we spoke of, the anti-inflammatory pill that you found. People who are watching this live want to know, what is that pill? And is there something else, the best pill supplement that you found for your health?
I think that is the best. It's got some really good probiotics. It's got something called starch. Now, starch is known to be bad, but it's that ilaichi wala kela starch, which is the best to create the best bacteria in your stomach. And I'm going to put it up. It's got cinnamon, it's got berberine, it's got taurine, and it has got some great probiotics. One very big probiotic you need in your gut for long life is called Akkermansia. And it has Akkermansia, which is like itself a GLP-1 activator.
Where do you get this?
Online. I'll put up a picture. It's called GLP-1 1000 mg.
All right, so she's going to put up a picture on Instagram.
And it's all herbal.
You're going to put this up on Instagram. So whoever's
I'll put
watching,
it up, I'll tag you.
Oh, great. You just tag me. You don't even need to put it up.
I'll tag you.
Just tag you.
I'm doing this for this. I found it. I told all of my friends. I said, this is so good. And especially for people with IBS.
No, but do put it down. So all of you who are watching it right now, if you're watching it on television or you're in the audience, in a couple of hours or by tomorrow, go on to Ekta's Instagram page and she'll have that pill right
So
there.
I'm
because she's
actually, my
researched it.
obsession is now supplements and astrology.
And astrology.
These are the two things
I
I
think
think.
astrology you've always been into. You're still into it.
Oh, I'm now more into it now. And luckily I'm seeing the whole world has changed. Everyone's into astrology now.
But there's so many quacks out there.
Huh?
There's so many quacks out there. How do you believe?
Too many quacks. You
Too many
go on
quacks.
the internet and you have people who are misinterpreting basic charts so badly and putting people on such heavy stress. They're playing on fear and anxiety and trying to torture people in believing that if you don't do these things, you're over, you're dead. The next 5 years, your marak is going to play out, you're going to die. It's not this simple and it's not this scary.
We've run out of time, but Ekta, that's the next business project, astrology.
It is my project. I am going to start.
You're on it?
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
Oh wow, okay, that's interesting.
I think astrology is, forget a business, it's something I want to do for years. Passion project.
All right, passion project, astrology. And with that, time's up. Ladies and gentlemen, do put your hands together for Padma Shri Ekta Kapoor. Just freshly back from winning her first national award.